How's it going, guys? My name's B. This is the Thoughts on Thoughts channel. What I wanted to talk about is how do you shift your reality to something that you want? Reason why I bring this up is because I have a thing in me where I just want to help people. I want to help people with business, with financial stuff, just in life generally. There's just an urge in me. Like, obviously, I want to help myself as well, but I do I always have felt this urge to help people. And the problem that I've been encountering is that when I do, or when sometimes I don't even go out my way necessarily to help people, but people will see what I'm doing. And what I've been doing for the last, let's say, 10 years is online business. So, selling on Amazon, um, eBay, e-commerce, all kinds of things. I haven't had a job for like 10 years. And I tell people this, and it's almost like you can see their mind trying to adjust to it, because it's not in their reality. This type of thing is not in their reality, And I'll say, like, I only work maybe a couple hours a day, if that. And it's quite like it's a big jump. So, for example, like, say if your reality's always been you've done the 9 to 5 every day for your life. You're 40 years old, let's say. Every day, every working, well, when you became of working age, every day you've worked 9 to 5. You started off with a lower pay. That's built up over the years. In 2 years, you've been promised a promotion. So this is how you're working. So you don't get no holidays. You get some sort of security in a sense, but not really, because you still could be sacked, or COVID could happen, or anything can happen really. So there's the perception of security, but it's not as secure as you think it is. So when I say this, when I say what I do to people, they're like, oh, but that's not secure. Like, don't you ever get worried? Don't you ever get afraid? Like, blah blah blah. And I think, although people will say that they want to do it, and they like the idea, they like the positives of it, they can't shift their mind to a reality where that's not true. Where that's true, sorry. They can't switch their mind to a reality where that could even be true. So what happens is like they've got the urge to do it, but just not the belief that it could even it be a reality, be a possibility. So that's why when I offer to coach people or help people through it, and sometimes I do, but it's very rare that someone takes it and runs with it. And it's not even the specifics of the Amazon business or the specifics of any business, any online business that you can scale. It's really just the belief that's the starting point. You know what I mean? That's like, because if you think about it, like, I'm not any more capable. I'm probably less capable. I'm very lazy sometimes, and that's something I'm always struggling with and trying to work with and trying to increase, I guess, productivity. I mean, anyway, that's another thing. But, like, my point is, I'm not like the best person, the hardest worker, anything like that. The only difference that I've seen, the only notable difference, is that I've just always believed that it's possible to start a business and make money from it and not have to rely on the 9 to 5. That's literally the only difference. Because all the semantics and all the technical aspects of starting a business and all that can all be learned from textbooks, from YouTube, from wherever. All that stuff can be learned. You know what I mean? So it's literally just the belief that you can do this thing. And the sad fact of it is, most people don't believe it. Most people do not believe that this is a possibility. And the way you can shift it is to be around people, or to consume content of the reality that you want to get into, right? So that means that if you honestly really want to get into making 5-10 grand a month without doing that much work apart from the build up work, if you really really want to do that, or even more, let's say 50, 30, you want to make whatever, do you know what I'm saying? If you really want to get into that mindset, or if you really want that to become a reality, you have to be that. You have to get into that mindset, and believe that this is just a matter of time before it happens. right? You have to really shift into that mindset. And one way to do it is to be around people that are already in that mindset. Do you know what I mean? So, there's a famous saying of you are the average of five of the people you hang around most with. So that is true to an extent. That is definitely true. So, for example, like for me personally, give me a little personal story. I used to work in ASDA. Um, you know, well, be like 10 years ago now that I finished, but I was there for like a good amount of time, like 5 6 years. Um, and lucky for me, like I was doing enough little side projects outside of it where and I was very aware. Like I didn't even want to take the job because I knew that the mindset of the place would I would potentially I could go down to that level of mindset. And that's not to cuss anyone at ASDA or anyone working that type of job. But what I mean by that is that when you're there, it's normal to be there, right? So when I was there, I was I really didn't like it. Like I would change it in terms of like I would probably work harder and try and keep that mindset. But at the same time, like if you have people coming up to you and just acting like this is normal, like we should be happy that we get a card. If we do well, we get a card to go TGI Fridays, or we get a gift card for £10, or if you work there 25 years, you can keep your colleagues discount. You get 10%. You know what I mean? Like it's just like you adjust to your environment. That's what it is. Like you adjust to your environment. So if you're there every day, it's hard to see out of that because you've convinced yourself. Because think about it, if you really thought that it was possible to get out of that environment, you would have done it already. Do you know what I mean? Or at least you would be making steps to do it. You wouldn't take it so seriously working in there. I did not take it seriously. And I'm not saying other people should do that because I'm probably a bit extreme with that. But like, you don't take it as seriously because it's not your internal reality. It's just something that you're doing now that you're looking to shift. So if you're around that constantly, and that this goes this I'm not even just talking about minimum wage jobs. I'm talking about jobs that you don't really that they're not fulfilling you. They're not fulfilling your soul, and you're spending way too much time. You're dedicating to your life to these jobs. So this can be corporate stuff. This can be, even any job that doesn't align with you. Like it could be a lawyer, it could be whatever, right? But it doesn't really align with you, and you feel that, you know that. So, but by being in those environments, what happens is you adjust to that reality, and for you to even survive, because as humans, like we want to get on with other humans. We're social creatures. So you adapt, even if it's not you adapt to that environment. So what I'm saying is, if you want to get out of that environment, yeah, you might have to do it temporarily, but always have it in your mind that this is temporary. And furthermore, the other thing you need to do is be around people who are in that lifestyle that you want. For example, if you want to be an entrepreneur, consume entrepreneur, follow all the entrepreneurs that you like on Instagram. That better if you can relate to them in some way. So maybe they come from the same place, same country, and they're talking about this your kind of almost fantasy. It seems like a fantasy from your perspective, but then it will slowly become a reality the more you consume that content. Try and meet people, try and find mentors, try and go to events where you're going to come in contact with other people trying to do what you're doing, and preferably people that have been successful doing it. Pay for courses within reason. There are a lot of fraudsters out there, scam artists, whatever. But, really try and get a sense of the person. This is a difficult point, and I'll talk about this in another video. But the general point is that be around people who you want to be like. You know what I'm saying? And don't slip into being around people that, if you could look at it objectively, you wouldn't choose their lifestyle. as harsh as that sounds. So you want to be around people where you want to go. And this takes a real kind of leap of faith, because what we tend to do as well as humans is like we're all about survival. So if we're in this situation, the reality gets reinforced, because we have to we want to stand on like solid ground, right? So we want to feel content, safe, and all that where we are at the moment. So what that means is rejecting any other ideas that could take you out of that. And that, to be fair, like I get this as well. Like there's loads of stuff where I wish that I pushed myself and I went into that next level before I was forced to. Do you know what I'm saying? So there's always, it depends how far you want to go with it, but like there's always like a next level that you can go, and there's an edge. So you want to get to that edge, and just push it as far as you can, because what will happen is you'll get a lot of fear popping up, you'll worry about stuff. So you need to see where that edge is, and challenge it, push those boundaries, and yeah, and just keep moving. But yeah, just be aware of your reality. If you're not happy with your reality, look at ways that you can change it. Don't be content. Don't sit in that reality and just be cool with it. You have to really want to get out. Otherwise, you will. There's so many forces that will keep you within it. Anyway, I gotta go. But good luck with it. Yeah, and just try and make that shift. If you're not happy with your situation, and really analyze whether you're happy or not as well. If you're not happy with that situation, look at ways you can change it. One quick example, actually, I'm thinking about moving to Colombia, or going there for an extended amount of time. So one thing I did is join a Facebook group with expats from Colombia. So now every day, well, I've done this. Well, I go on it for a couple minutes a day, Facebook. If I go on Facebook, I'm seeing, like, how do I get my passport? Oh, how do I buy a property? How do I do this? How do I do that? And it's not only is it giving me information, it's putting me in contact with other people, with people that are actually doing it. So it becomes more of a reality. Like before, it would be like, I can't imagine being there. I mean, I've been on holiday there, so I can imagine being there, which is another thing as well that shifted my reality towards it. But yeah, so when you're just hearing these things, you're seeing pictures, you're imagining the kind of life that you could have there, it becomes easier. Then it's just a matter of time before you eventually take that plunge. Anyway, I'm out. Take it easy.